If you've ever been in a match, a race, or a hard training session and suddenly felt like you couldn't get enough air, even though your legs still had something left in them, this video is for you. Most athletes assume that when they get out of breath, their muscles are running out of oxygen. That's only part of the story. In many cases, the feeling of cardiorespiratory fatigue starts much earlier than it needs to, and surprisingly, it often starts in the brain before it starts in the muscles. Today, we are going to look at the role of carbon dioxide, why it matters for performance, and why some athletes struggle with breathlessness more than others, and how you can train your body to stay calmer and perform longer under pressure. Let's get into it. Most athletes believe that breathing hard is a reflex triggered by low oxygen. It makes sense on the surface. You work hard, you need more fuel, so you gasp for air. But your body's alarm system doesn't look at oxygen first. It looks at waste. When you burn fuel for energy, your muscles produce carbon dioxide as a byproduct. That carbon dioxide enters your bloodstream, making it slightly more acidic. Your brain has specialized sensors, chemoreceptors, that monitor this acidity. The moment CO2 ticks up past a certain comfort threshold, your brain triggers a hardwired survival reflex. It forces you to breathe faster and deeper to dump the gas. The problem is that this alarm system is set way too sensitive in most athletes. When that alarm goes off early, you start chest breathing and hyperventilating. That rapid, shallow breathing creates a sense of panic, spikes your heart rate, and destroys your movement efficiency. You feel like you are suffocating, so you slow down. Your brain successfully convinced you that you were out of gas, even though your tissues had plenty of fuel left to give. This gets worse when you try to fight that suffocating feeling by taking massive gulps of air through your mouth. You think you are forcing oxygen into your system, but biologically, you are doing the exact opposite. To get oxygen out of your blood and into your working muscles, you actually need carbon dioxide present. This is a law of physiology discovered over a century ago, known as the Bohr effect. Think of hemoglobin as a delivery truck carrying oxygen through your bloodstream. The delivery truck won't let go of the oxygen unless there is enough CO2 in the local tissue to act as a release trigger. High CO2 tolerance, your body keeps a healthy amount of carbon dioxide in the blood. The delivery trucks easily dump oxygen directly into your quad, your shoulder, or your lungs. Your muscles stay fueled. Low CO2 tolerance, however, you freak out from acidity. You open your mouth and you blow out all your CO2 through heavy panting. Now you have plenty of oxygen sitting in your blood, but no CO2 to release it. The delivery trucks drive right past your working muscles without dropping off the fuel. By overbreathing, you are literally starving your muscles of oxygen. That is why your legs turn to lead and your arms feel heavy. To fix this, you have to recalibrate your brain's alarm system. You need to teach your chemoreceptors to tolerate higher levels of acidity before they trigger the panic button. We do this through two specific training adaptations: nasal progression and exhaled holds. Your nose is a natural brake system for your breathing rate. It forces you to retain more CO2 than mouth breathing does. For the next 4 weeks, dedicate 2 of your lower intensity conditioning sessions per week to strict nasal-only breathing. If you have to open your mouth to inhale or exhale, you are moving too fast. Slow down your pace until you can manage the air hunger strictly through your nose. Initially, this will feel incredibly restrictive. You will feel that familiar urge to gasp. Stay calm and lean into that slight discomfort. Over a few weeks, your brain will adapt to that higher baseline of carbon dioxide, and your easy pace will naturally get faster without your heart rate spiking. Now, the exact progression I built for a competitive fighter or a tennis player depends entirely on their individual baseline metrics. But to give you an entry-level framework to test your current threshold, you can start with this foundational drill. Take 5 controlled breaths strictly through your nose. Inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 4. Normal, relaxed exhalation through the nose. Do not force every drop of air out. Just let the lungs passively empty. After the 5th exhalation, pinch your nose shut and hold your breath on empty. Hold until you feel the first distinct urge to breathe. Release your nose and resume breathing strictly through your nose. And recover within 2 or 3 breaths of nose breathing. The key to this drill is the last step. If you release your nose and have to gasp through your mouth to recover, you held for too long. You want to push right up to the edge of the physical urge to breathe. Stop and force yourself to regain control using only your nasal airway. Perform 5 to 8 rounds of this hold, resting for 1 minute of normal nasal breathing between each round. When you systematically expose your brain to higher levels of CO2, your threshold shifts. The next time you are deep into a game, a match or a race, and the pace accelerates, that familiar wall of fatigue won't hit you at the 5-minute mark anymore. Your brain won't panic because it recognizes the acidity level as safe. Your breathing stays rhythmic, your heart rate stays under control, and the oxygen in your blood actually gets delivered to the muscles that need it to finish the job. Stop training your legs to endure the burn if you aren't training your brain to endure the air. Fix your chemistry, control your breath, and you control the pace of the game. Now, this foundational drill is just the entry point to testing your current baseline. If you are a competitive athlete who wants to stop leaving your endurance to chance and take your respiratory training to the next level, let's talk. We can look at your specific sport, map your current CO2 metrics, and build a customized performance protocol to ensure you never redline early again. Drop a comment below or get in touch via email to apply for coaching. Let's get to work.